We're just going through program recovery in which the International Monetary Fund and the other cooperating partners with Malawi are getting in together with the government to try to resuscitate the economy of Malawi after the lows of 2010, 2011, and part of 2012. The program is already off the ground. There are quite a number of activities that are already taking place. We have the government at the moment looking at a recovery plan, which it's already been discussed at the cabinet level. There is quite a very big engagement of the various players in the economy to try to chart our way forward as we navigate our way from the low points of our economic process and going forward.
There seems to be a lot more positive sentiment at this point in time towards the economy and prospects going forward, of course, under new President Joyce Banda. How has this influenced sentiment towards market activity on the exchange?
There is actually quite a very positive outlook looking out into the medium to the longer term. We're actually saying, okay, at this stage it's still quite very much a case of trying to stabilize the economy, but once we move out of the stabilization stage, we are now actually moving into the process, the stage of growth and expansion, and that's actually question on quite very well with quite a number of players is actually an improved degree of positive outlook that's actually coming through, that's actually pervading the entire market, and prospects are actually hopefully much better than we've actually been in the last year or so. And so there's actually quite a very good bullish outlook out there.
When we talk about the companies, though, that are listed, I mean, just looking at some of the results, if you had to take a look at NBS Bank's first half, profit before tax, I mean, slipping back 74%, you know, these companies have been really hard hit by what's taken place in the economy. How has that influenced, I mean, you know, trading activity and the desire for people to put their money into some of these companies that are very much geared towards what's taking place on the ground?
It's really hit the markets quite very hard because there's been quite a combination of quite very traumatic experiences, shortages of fuel, energy resources, shortages of foreign exchange, and quite a whole range of other issues, high inflation. All these things have had quite a severe impact, debilitating impact on quite a number of companies. But looking into now the second half, we believe that the worst is over. We believe that we are at that point where we are trying to look up again, to start looking forward, so that going forward, probably by the second half of 2013, the situation should have changed quite dramatically, should have moved up quite very dramatically from the lows of 2012.
Let's look at some of the high-level changes in the economy that are, of course, going to affect the exchange. One being Reserve Bank of Malawi introducing the new national payment system and the Central Securities Depository and Settlement System. Tell us about those two changes and what it means for the markets.
Essentially, this is one of the things that, one of the projects that we've been working with the Reserve Bank of Malawi, which is also the regulator of the financial markets in the country, in trying to deepen as well as to broaden the market. The whole thing also started with the passing by Parliament of the Financial Services Act as well as the Securities Act in the middle of 2011. With that act, it brings in quite a lot of now the modern sort of requisites that are critical to running a modern